Okay, let's just jump right in because if you're looking at any news feed right now, there's really only one story. It is Wednesday, February 18, 2026.
Hmm.
And after days, and honestly, after years of waiting, Mikaela Shiffrin has stormed to gold in the slalom at the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics.
And stormed is exactly the right word. This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. It's the kind of thing that just makes you stop and reevaluate what's even possible in skiing.
Exactly. And before we get into the stats, which are frankly bonkers, and we will get to them, we have to set the stage. Because this wasn't just, favorite wins race.
No, not at all.
This was what everyone, and I mean everyone, was calling the redemption arc. 12 years in the making. The stakes just could not have been higher.
You're right. The pressure was, well, immense. So our mission today for this deep dive is to look at the sources. We've got the on-the-ground reporting from Cortina, the raw race stats, post-race interviews, and we're going to try to figure out not just that she won, but how. How does she pull this off?
Because it's that's kind of mind-blowing. We're going to unpack the surgical precision of her runs, the psychological weight she was carrying, and this just wild statistical anomaly of her victory margin. So, yeah, let's head to the Dolomites.
It's a beautiful setting for some very high drama. The reports all describe these jagged peaks, just gorgeous conditions, a perfect stage. And Shiffrin, she wasted zero time.
Zero time. But hang on just for a second. For anyone who maybe only tunes in for the Olympics and doesn't watch the World Cup every weekend, can we quickly clarify the format?
Yeah.
Slalom isn't just ski down the hill fast, right?
Oh, no, it's the most technical discipline. Think of it like the difference between a drag race and navigating an obstacle course in a phone booth.
Okay.
It's all short, tight turns. And the critical thing is it's 2 runs. You ski one course, then a few hours later you ski a second, different course. They combine your times. You mess up either one, you're done.
So consistency is everything. And in that first run, she comes out of the gate and just dominates. Finishes in 47.13 seconds. Now, that number to me just sounds fast. What did it actually mean in this race?
It meant separation, a huge separation. She had a 0.82-second lead over the entire field after just one run.
Is 0.82 seconds a lot? I mean, it sounds like less than a second.
In slalom, it's a canyon. It's a massive gap. These races are usually decided by hundredths of a second. So to have a lead of almost a full second, you're essentially telling everyone else on that mountain you're racing for silver unless I make a huge mistake.
So she basically had the whole field in a stranglehold from the morning. But that brings us to the climax, right?
Yeah.
The second run.
Right.
4 hours later, the atmosphere is just electric. Shiffrin is at the top. She knows she's less than a minute of skiing away from gold. But the moments right before she goes, just utter chaos.
This is the part that, from a psychological standpoint, is just fascinating to me. In the second run, they reversed the order for the top 30 skiers. So Shiffrin, being fastest, has to go last.
Which sounds awful. You're just standing up there getting cold, waiting.
Agonizing. And then the chaos starts. The skier, a couple of spots before the leaders, breaks a pole. So delay, course hold. Shiffrin is watching. Then the skier right before her, Germany's Lena Dewar.
Who was in second place. She was the main threat.
The only real threat, yeah. Dewar pushes out of the gate super aggressive, and she hooks the very first gate. Stops. Race over.
Okay. Hooks a gate. Explain that. What's happening there?
It means the tip of your ski goes on the wrong side of the pole. You straddle it instead of going around it. It's an instant DQ disqualification.
So 1 second into her run, it's over.
Gone. Now you have to put yourself in Shiffrin's boots. You're in the start house. You just watched your closest rival crash out right in front of you. You hear the crowd just gasp. The entire energy of the venue just shifts.
That has to mess with your head, right? Because now you know you don't have to push as hard, but if you relax, you could make the same mistake.
It's the classic don't think about a pink elephant problem. The mental fortitude to just block that out. That's what separates champions. Most athletes would get tight. They'd ski defensively.
But defensive is not the word anyone used. They called her run surgical.
She didn't ski to survive. She skied to conquer. That's the difference. She starts in perfect rhythm. We have the split times. About a minute into the combined run, her lead over Camille Rast, who was in the leader's chair at the bottom, it grows to a full second.
So she wasn't losing time. She was adding to her lead.
She was extending the gap. And this is key. The course gets flat near the bottom. The flat is where you can lose a race if you're not carrying speed.
And what did she do?
She accelerated. As she came onto that flat, her lead just ballooned to 1.5 seconds.
Just bobbing and weaving.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that image. She crosses the line. Combined time, 1.39.1.
Yeah.
And the margin, Okay, this is the number. She won by 1.50 seconds. You have to explain why that's so huge.
1.5 seconds in alpine skiing is an eternity. It is a blowout. This is winning by a landslide. To give you some context, that is the largest winning margin in any Olympic alpine event since 1998.
Since 1998.
It's the third largest in women's Olympic slalom history, period. In this modern era where everyone's so close, winning by that much it's almost unheard of.
So she didn't just win, she absolutely dusted the field.
Completely. Camille Rast took silver, Anna Swen Larsen got bronze, but Larsen was 1.71 seconds back. It's like Shiffrin was skiing a totally different race.
So let's zoom out. Her place in history. I feel like we throw around the term GOAT, greatest of all time, a little too easily.
We do.
But with Shiffrin, I mean, the math is there, isn't it?
The math is undeniable, but what's really poetic about this specific win is what the statisticians are calling the bookends record.
Bookends. I like that. What is that?
Okay, think back to Sochi, 2014. Shiffrin is this, fresh-faced 18-year-old, wins slalom gold. She was the youngest ever to do it.
I remember that. The Mozart of skiing.
Exactly. Now, fast forward, Milan Cortina, 2026. She wins slalom gold again. She's 30, and she is now officially the oldest U.S. woman to ever win Olympic gold in alpine skiing.
Wait, so she's the youngest and the oldest?
Precisely. She bookended her career with gold medals in the same event 12 years apart. That kind of longevity at the absolute peak of a sport this brutal is it's incredibly rare.
But it wasn't a smooth 12 years, and that's why this feels so significant. There is a drought.
A very painful, very public drought, which is why that redemption story is so powerful. Before today, her last Olympic medal was 2018. And then you have to talk about Beijing 2022.
The nightmare.
It really was. She went 0 for 6. And she didn't just lose, she didn't finish. She was skiing out of courses. It was shocking.
And even at these games, it started a little rough.
It did. She was 4th in the team combined, 11th in the giant slalom. For her, that's a slump. It just adds to the narrative that she was really fighting uphill to get to this moment.
Which brings us to the human side of all this. Because the stats are one thing, but the resilience. I mean, she's been dealing with serious physical trauma.
That is such a crucial point.
Yeah.
November 2024, less than 2 years ago, she has a horrible crash.
I remember reading about that. It wasn't just a minor fall.
No, she suffered a puncture wound in her side. It was a violent, scary crash. And she has talked openly about dealing with crash-induced PTSD from that.
PTSD from a crash. That's intense.
It is. She said she was scared of this moment for a long time. And fear in skiing, it's not like other sports. If you hesitate, if you lean back even a little, you can get seriously hurt. So to ski that surgically, after seeing Dewar crash, she was battling her own trauma response.
So how do you do that? How do you just shut that off? I read this quote from her mindset for this race. She said, "Stop dreaming, just ski easy."
And that's it right there. It's about shifting from thinking about the outcome to focusing on the process.
Unpack that. Stop dreaming sounds almost negative.
It's not negative, it's practical. Dreaming is the gold medal, the anthem, the legacy. You can't ski a legacy. You can only ski one turn at a time. She said she was only thinking about 2 times 45 seconds. That's it. Just execute.
Which has to be the hardest thing in the world to do. But when she crossed that line, the emotion was just... wow.
Just raw, pumping her fists, fighting back tears. It wasn't the polite wave of a champion. It was this explosion of relief and joy.
And the hug with her mom and coach, Eileen. You could just feel the weight of everything they've been through in that one moment.
Eileen has been there for every single win and every loss. And there was another presence there, too. Shiffrin talked about her father, Jeff.
Right, who passed away in 2020.
That loss is a huge part of this timeline. It hangs over the struggles of the past few years. And she said at the finish line, quote, "I figured might as well have a spiritual moment and just think about him."
Wow. That hits hard.
It connects everything. It wasn't just about winning a medal. It was about surviving everything life has thrown at her. It just grounds this whole thing in something so deeply human.
It makes the gold medal feel, I don't know, heavier. Like it means more.
That's a great way to put it.
So, okay, the big question, so what? She's 30, she has the records, she has the redemption. Is this it? Is this the storybook ending?
You know, someone asked her that exact question, is this the storybook ending? And her answer was, it was a twist.
Oh, I like a good twist.
What'd she say?
She said, I don't even think we're 5% of the way through the book.
5%? Wait, hold on. She has 108 World Cup wins. She's been a pro for over a decade. She's 30. How can she be only 5% through the book?
Right. It's not about the math, it's philosophical. And I think this is the most interesting thing about her right now.
Okay, explain that. How is that not just a crazy thing to say?
Because if you see your career as a checklist, Olympic golds, records, then yeah, the book is basically finished. But what if you see skiing as life's journey, as a craft? Then maybe, just maybe, she feels like she's only just starting to truly understand it.
So the medals aren't the point. The journey is the point.
Exactly, and she proved it by reflecting on her first gold. She said, "Maybe just today I realized what happened in Sochi."
So it took her 12 years to understand her first win.
It's a full circle moment. At 18, you just ski. You're fearless. At 30, you win because you've been broken, you've been scared, you know everything that can go wrong, and you do it anyway. She appreciates that first win now because she finally understands how hard it actually is.
That is a much more powerful way to look at success. It's not just about being the fastest. It's about the awareness of why you're the fastest.
And that's why that 1.5-second margin is so important. It shows she is still getting better. She's 30, and she just laid down one of the most dominant runs in Olympic history.
Well, it is a day for the history books, no matter what chapter she thinks we're in. A 1.5-second blowout, a 12-year journey bookended by gold, just one of the greatest athletes of our time.
It really is one of those sports moments that's about so much more than sports. It's a story about human resilience.
Absolutely. And I guess we'll leave you with that thought. Shiffrin's comment, 5% through the book. If the most dominant skier in history thinks she is just getting started, what on earth does the rest of that book actually look like?
I would not want to bet against her. If today taught us anything, it's that Mikaela Shiffrin writes her own story.
We mean it. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Take care.